Hi, innovators. Welcome to the Women in Tech podcast, a platform for conversation, connection, and change. And of course, we feature different women who are making, a move in the tech global landscape. And on this particular episode, we are gonna, venture into the role of non-technical staff into the technical, landscape. I am your host, Wangeshi. And without wasting time, I would want to introduce my guests today who are joining us live on today's episode, just to get to know their name and a fun fact about themselves. I'll start with the one dressed in a whole African attire. You look absolutely beautiful. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Just a quick update, your name and just a fun fact about yourself.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. My name is Eunice. I work at DadaSoko. A fun fact about myself is that I love smiling a lot.
You like smiling a lot?
Yes.
I didn't notice wageni wangu watu wa leo ni macho nne. I also have another guest on the farthest corner. Maybe just a quick introduction, your name, and probably just a fun fact about yourself.
Hi, my name is Makena. I work as a QA analyst here at DadaSoko. Well, fun fact about myself is I smile a lot when I'm tensed, when things go wrong. I just find myself smiling.
Yeah. To our viewers, it's our guest joining us on this particular episode. As I mentioned earlier, one is deeply involved in the tech part, and the other one is a non-technical person, but he's working in a tech industry. So we're going to find out the interaction between the two and how actually women can actually tap into joining a tech industry as long as you're really not a person in tech. Without wasting time, maybe you can tell us, I'll start with Makena, like just your background in terms of your a QA, what that means and what your typical day looks like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So my background is I did computer science in campus. Then I started off as a software salesperson. So I started by doing demos, presenting the solution to clients and how it can streamline their business. Then moved to QA, so that's where I am and that's my career. So QA means finding bugs, testing workflows, and then reporting them to developers, being in communication with developers as they solve your test. And then before it gets to clients, you need to be sure it really works well and can sort their the business.
Computer science sounds like a very it's one of those those courses when we were choosing back in high school. Computer science, it can scare people away. Maybe you can tell us, myself as a journalist, I was just languages is it's a cut away thing for you to join journalism. Maybe you can tell us about computer science, for the guys, the young women who are watching and it's something they want to tap into, which subjects actually do you have to be good at?
Well, computer science, you need to be good at maths, physics,
Hey!
That's a requirement.
Yeah.
That's a must. You need to do physics and Excel well, and then maths, and then maybe one language. Yeah, so just that. So when you go to campus, computer science is a bit broad, so you have options. You may decide to be a programmer. That's the software engineer, the ones that we have here. So you develop apps and everything, or maybe you get to QA. It's a bit broad, yeah. So when you get there, you decide whatever you specialize in before you go outside the career. Yeah.
Before you get back to Makena, I'll jump on to Eunice. You're actually a non-technical staff, like working in a tech industry. Maybe you can walk us through, your background and even how you found yourself actually now working in a tech company.
Okay. It's really interesting because I am a social sciences person, not really a tech person.
Yeah.
Despite having done all sciences in school, like what Makena said, the physics and the math stuff, but I went the other direction of social sciences. And in school I studied international relations, but along the way because of the diverse industries that I got to engage with, I had to study things like customer service, things like sales and PR, because most of my tasks involved handling people. So you need to have like people skills with you. And as much as you're involved in sales, you won't just go to someone and you're selling. You have to be solving problem, or you have to be giving a need, like you fulfilling someone's need. So it's not like we don't look at sales like selling. We look at solving problems or meeting someone's need. That's how we do it. And getting myself into a tech company really is something that has made me to see life in a diverse way. Because you know, tech people mostly deal with the numbers, they deal with things like Python. You know, when you hear such huge terms, at some point you will get scared, but learning their spaces and what they do is something that can make you to be at par, especially when it comes to when they need to handle clients. They need to handle some issues that arose, let's say for example in ERP. You know, for them to get a client, there has to be someone in between who went to the client, spoke with the client, and then brought the client on board. So you find that person who is not a tech person per se, but has communication skills, comes in handy and is able now to integrate between the two. And in case there is a problem, or in case there is an issue that this other side needs to check on, now the client has to come through you, who now you can communicate viably with the client, and now you relay the same information to them. Like you hear Makena say, most of the time, it's about just systems and all that. So they will not really be having that quality time to spend with clients. But to you, because you're here and you have some experience in that area, becomes so easy for you, and now you help the company in running operations seamlessly. Okay,
so you become the link.
Yes.
And I think it's a good thing for our viewers who are watching, even if you don't have the tech background as a woman. And I also think working also in a tech, you know, it kind of also inspires you to see other women, you know, who are developers, who are coding, who like physics. It was my worst subject. Trust me, I won't lie to you guys. Physics, chemistry, mimi nilishajijuanga kitambo, and I keep telling guys. And it's good, and I like the new CBC thing because it's actually now, you know, aligning. You don't have to stress me with physics and I don't understand. Chemistry, I don't understand, which is also a good thing. I'll go back to Makena. Did you ever know you would, you know, end up in the technical world? Is this something that you grew up, you know, wanting to do? Because me personally, I wanted to be a journalist because I remember my grandfather used to have that Sanyo stereo radio, and I really needed to know watu wanaongea huku nyuma wanaongea, you know, the whole process. And that, I think that's what inspired me to you know, to follow that path. To you, is it something that you wanted to do from an early age? Is it something, you know, when you got to maybe high school, when you're joining campus, you realize, you know, the tech world is a very vibrant, you know, fast-paced world that is also coming with a lot of opportunities? Or what inspired your journey into tech?
Well, I said I do computer science when I was in class 7. So I told my maths teacher, I think they do ask, they are in primary, so what do you want to be? And then I said, okay, but then I said I want to be a computer engineer. So he told me, you need to be so good at maths for you to do it. So I decided to, it's maths, physics in high school. Then while applying, I did apply computer science in all the campuses that I applied. So I got the chance in Laikipia. So there I was like, well, the reason why I even want it is because I don't want to deal with people. I just want to be behind my computer. I don't want to deal with people. Just to be behind my computer, do things, and then deliver whatever I'm supposed to deliver. But things change because now you will talk. Because now in QA, you won't just sit. You need to be in constant communication. Now you need to talk to sometimes clients, and then developers go back, and then it's a back to back every day. So yeah, so it's something I knew I'll do. Besides QA, also I want to go back to programming.
Yeah,
yeah, because I did it.
Okay, I can really tell you something you wanted to, you know, to do, because, you know, if I go back when in class 7, I didn't know there was a course called computer science. I just knew a pilot, a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, a policeman, and a driver. That is quite interesting. And I go back to Eunice. Have you ever felt, you know, like, you know, out of place, you know, really like just, you know, being in an environment where there are people, you know, coding, you know, developers, all those technical terms. Sometimes when I'm moving around this office, I just see big machines with big things that I cannot even understand. Have you ever felt out of place, and how do you handle that? Is it something that you feel like, you know, it just pushes you to be a better person? Has it ever, you know, crossed your mind, maybe one day, one time, I'll also be a developer, I'll be doing coding and stuff?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, when you walk in the office and everyone is just bound with computers, you're wondering, you know, some of the, like us, people like us who deal with customers, who deal with clients, who deal with solving problems and offering solutions. Sometimes you want to be in an atmosphere where you will congregate and be talking about this issue, just unwinding about this case and this case. But there is no at any point that I felt out of place, because like I said before, I've worked across multiple industries, and one thing is that whenever I get into a particular industry, I find a way to upskill myself. Like now, when I was getting here, I just went to, there is an online coaching, what is it called? It's called Allison's. When you go there, you find a lot of online courses. So sometimes you can just get to know the nitty-gritties of what a particular industry entails. It doesn't really have to be diving so much into it, but at least to know what it entails and what is expected of you. So sometimes I would go in and just get to learn the basics of what it entails. And because my role basically is being the link and working on clients and clients' needs, so what I need from them is, at that point a client needs this, is when I'll go to them, and to them, if they want me to relay a particular information to a client, I come in. So you see that they keep engaging me at some point, and at that point I feel I belong. So there is no point that I'll feel I am out of place, because I understand my role and my task. So when my time comes, that's when I'm involved, and that is when now I get to be resourceful.
All right, interesting. I want to go back to Makena. You know, yours is a very technical, you know, beat, you know. So how then do you blend, you know, like the technical bit of, you know, QA, and now getting to a point where you have to explain these systems to clients? You know, unajua kuna vitu unaweza kuja, you know, do you use this technical, or does it mean now when you're explaining to me as a client, hautakuja na Python? Trust me, the word Python, I had it on TikTok. You know, those jokes that when you lied to your CV, you know how to use Python and you do not. So how then do you, you know, infuse the technical bit of your role to now explaining it in a simpler, friendly manner to your clients?
Oh, well, it's a bit easy because I started as a salesperson in selling the software. So it's easy because while testing, I take it like in client's shoes. So whatever I'm testing, I want it to, I'm assuming I'm the client using it, I'm the user using the system. So while doing the technical part, my mind is, I want this solution to work for this specific business like this. So that's in QA, and then making sure there are no bugs, and then we don't go there to disappoint the client. On the client side, it's like I'm selling. It's like I'm telling them how the solution can suit their business, just easy. So this is what you do for your business, this is what we have, and this is what we can do. This is what your business can be better and easy when you use our system. So while doing demos, it's mostly like I'm selling, because at the end of the day, I want to convince them that the solution can streamline their business and their organization. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay. Your role also now requires, like you have to be in constant talks with the developers. Only when you wako huko, I heard there are some called back end. Yeah. I'm learning. I'm also a journalist in a tech company. Now najua kuna to back end. I remember there's a friend of mine who is a software engineer. Nowadays when he posts something, I'm like, now I have a clue. Back end. Yeah, I have a clue. Maybe you can explain to us, the people you actually worked with, to make sure, the end product is now something that, can, because I believe what you're creating is something that is going to solve a problem. Inaanzia wapi? Is it the guys in the back end? I have no idea what those guys in the back end actually do. Maybe you can walk us to how now it gets to you as a QA person.
So maybe I'll just start by testing. Maybe there's a new feature that was added by the developers. So I'll test it. Then of course we'll find issues. So I'll go back to them and then I'll create like an issue. This is what this system is doing, but it should do like this, this, and this. These are it's supposed to perform these functions that it's not doing correctly. So they go back and fix them, and then it comes back to me to test if they are fixed. So if they're fixed, it will move up. Okay, we have environments. So they have their own environment, and then we have our environment to test. So if they are fixed, and then we can approve that the system works correctly, it can now move to production. But now we have to test it in different environments with different scenarios. There's negative and positive. There's it's called negative testing, and then there's the happy path. So you do all scenarios, all action buttons. You click everything before you approve for it to move up. Because if it moves up with issues, now that's your problem.
I actually wanted to ask, do you guys have room for error?
Guys, you're not supposed to have room for errors. Yeah. Okay, in test environment, but you can't have a system that has bugs in production. Because even if you go maybe using a system, kama ni WhatsApp or Facebook, Instagram, you don't want to find server errors and issues. That's why the QA is there. Yeah.
Is it a thing to have tech girls with short hair? Is it? Because it's something I've noticed, across. Is it a thing? That is just a very an off-the-cuff question. Is it a thing? Ama, your role is you don't have time to...
You don't have time for makeups. If you do maybe once a week, there is no
on Friday.
Maybe once a week. You don't have time. But the short hair is a personal choice. I just decided
I'll go back to Eunice. Why is it actually now very important, even for women who are in the non-technical, path, and companies in tech, to actually now tap and get more and more women who are not technically, coders and whatnot? How has that helped, even in terms of, client satisfaction, how you align both her role and your role to make sure the end product, because I think you're working for one goal, the customer to be happy. How is your role actually very important, and what would be your message to people in tech to also now incorporate other women who are not in the tech world?
Yeah, I think it's important for us to note that we are really moving in a speedy way. Because actually we know we are no longer analog in some aspects.
True.
We are moving, and the space is going very fast. Like you just saw the discussion we were having on our group the other day, that there is even an AI actress already.
Yeah, true.
If we are moving with that space, it means you have no choice. As much as you want to retain your other career, try and find a way to upskill yourself. You don't really need to, there are those people who are just naturally bad with maths. I am one of them, yes. You do not really need to delve so much into it, but at least have the basics. If someone comes and asks you what's AI, you can figure out what is this. Someone asks you what's ChatGPT. One thing, like when you asked previously that what makes me, or have I ever felt like out of place? One thing I like about the girls in tech, they are never mean with information. If they feel that this is what you need to know, even if you will not really understand what it is, but you can get the basics of what it means, and they really know how to put it out in a layman's language, that this is what the client needs, and we will have to go this route until we get there. So it's important for us to just realize that we need to embrace the tech world. And if you can do the basics, if you can get the basics, if you can learn the little that you can, please go ahead and do that, because it's going to really help us in the near future. It's nice to just embrace that this is a fact, and we are not going to run away from it. I
want to go back to Makena. For people who are watching and they are not good in mathematics, they are not good in physics, they are not good in all those technical stuff, do you think there is a chance for them to join the tech world? And have you, like observed other, naweza kuwa tu liko huko nafanya testing labda sijui, are there some opportunities rather in the tech space for people who might not necessarily be good in coding and all these other things?
Well, you see, even in QA, besides the manual that maybe we are doing, we also have automated, and there you have to code. You have to run code, and then,
unless now we tap into things like communication, digital communications on the tech, whatever.
And then customer success, maybe being maybe customer success, but QA developer, you have to code, or at least have the basics. So you need the maths, you need to understand things, you need to learn daily. But the code, it's like the code is constant.
It's a constant thing in the tech world.
It's constant.
It never changes.
It never changes. You have to do
it's like the numbers in maths. You learn them, those dividers are also learning them, so it's the same.
You can't have theory in maths and coding. You have to.
Okay. One thing we can also not shy away from is that tech is just, it keeps changing. Every other time, everything is changing. So how do you stay usibaki nyuma, you're in touch, in tune, utaki kubaki nyuma? So how do you ensure that, in your role, ukorada, whatever is happening?
Learning and researching daily. You can't be in comfort zone, because you can have a feature request that maybe as a developer, maybe it requires a different language from whatever you learned in school. So you have to go research, learn, unaenda YouTube, unasikiza muhindi, unaenda. So you learn daily. You have to keep learning and researching. Ni kama tu bado uko shule, kwa sababu it's changing. Maybe hata utapata umeingia AI. Because right now I'm even testing our new AI, Uliza AI. Mimi, I was not even interested in AI, in machine learning in school, but now you go sit with the AI developer na kufunza hizo vitu zote so that you can also test. So ni kusoma, bado ni kusoma kila siku.
And for the guys watching, by the way, we were having a discussion recently about, AI and what the whole thing means in the corporate field and everything. And yes, it's coming in a camp. People are complaining about, it replacing, human force and all that. But one thing I love saying is that people say that people who know AI are going to, get the job. But if you just sit back, you don't have no idea, you'll be replaced. But if you're trying to learn how the whole AI thing works, then you remain in the field. This question goes to the both of you. What skills would you say are, really help both of you in your roles? Some of the skills that, as a QA, I think this skill and this skill has really helped me perform or deliver. As a communications person, these skills have really helped me, be the best I can be at my role. I can start with you, Eunice.
Okay, now for my sake, I have had a lot of skills combined together, but I just mentioned like one or two. Now being in a tech world, of course, and in tech right now we are learning how to integrate AI tools in our functionalities and in our productions. So find sometimes you need to do proposals, you need to reply to clients, you need to know how you're going to communicate with them. So you'll find that being skilled in things like AI and knowing how to use things like ChatGPT, Gemini, yeah, it really comes in handy, because again there are some terms. You see, now this is a tech world, is different from what I was doing before. So there are some terms that need some explaining. If they are busy, they are not able to, then ChatGPT comes in handy.
They say ChatGPT, there is no going back.
That is the importance of just embracing tech and knowing that at some point we really need it, because you also don't want to go to a client and misinform them, or you also don't want to go to a client and give a wrong information, or maybe they had taken you to this standard, and maybe what you tell them will make them to lower your standard as well. So you have to find a way to integrate this departments, so that as you go to the client, you really have the right information that you're going to relay. Also, as we work hand in hand with the dev team, but for me mostly I work with the QAs all the time. So you find that there are terms they may use that I am not conversant with. So if they are not in a position to really explain in a layman's language, then like I said, ChatGPT, Gemini, and all that, they really come in handy. So that makes my work a bit easier, because again it saves on time, given that sometimes you have to handle so many roles in a day, or many tasks in a day. So you find that this saves a lot of time. So timekeeping again is another issue, because there are clients you will talk to, you needed them to be present for a meeting at this time, and maybe they are not held up, and then you find that some clients are very busy. Unless you are able to communicate with them on time and make the necessary adjustments, you find that you may end up losing that deal. So you have to keep up the communication. So in that manner also communication skills come in. So you find that as you communicate with them, the way you relay the information will make them really want to do business with you, or just end it up there. So those are some of the skills that of course people skills come in. When handling people, you really have to be at par with the people skills. So that's it from my end.
Perfect. And I love that today we are also exploring and also looking at different career paths, also women who are not really good in tech and also get infused. And I love that it actually helps the workflow easier, the system flow together, because I'm bringing my expertise, you're bringing your expertise, and things kind of flow. Makena, what skills would you say as a QA have really helped you in terms of your role at DadaSoko?
Okay, besides the technical skills, one thing that is constant in QA is communication. Because now you have to deal with the client. When you go to a demo, you just go there and do the demo, maybe. Then you listen to their feature requests, and then the developers. So you cannot be wrong with that, because now you are the one to go back to do the demo again to show the new feature that you have added. So you need to be in constant communication with the developers, asking them how far they are, whatever they have kama it's right according to ile vitu zenye ulimwambia, and then the project manager, and then sometimes client can even reach out. So one thing is communication. You have to, because at developers sometimes they push you back at it is working in my local, so you have to tell them the users it's working in your local, but the user there atatumia local yako. So so that one, and then problem solving kwa sababu skills kwa sababu the clients, the businesses, they have a problem, and then you are solving that problem. So it's you need to have the problem skill, solving skills in your fingertips, and then while critical thinking, I guess, but sasa you have so the three, that's besides the technical skills.
Okay.
Na itabidi uzoe kuongea na watu because as a QA you will talk to people. You will not just sit down and develop. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and as a salesperson also customer service.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It is. Actually, I think most of these careers we are in, communication is actually a very integral skill for everything. Actually, if you're in the business of meeting clients and making clients.
Yeah.
It's good to know, like all those skills, and I hope people who are watching are also getting to know some of the skills you need to really work on to actually thrive in all these fields. The future of tech in Kenya, as you look at it, whether you're directly involved in tech or you're just a non-technical staff, getting to the tech world, how do you see, how does it look like, and what can women do to actually now, be the faces that are reshaping the future of tech in Kenya? Just your random thoughts.
Maybe you get to AI. Because it's like AI is getting into every sector, so you need to, in as much as maybe you are a programmer, you want to be a programmer, you want to be a QA, you need to also do some research on machine learning and artificial intelligence, that is the AI. So yeah, I would advise that.
Okay. Eunice, when you look at women, even the non-technical women who are getting into the tech spaces, or even having worked with women in tech, have you learned something about the future of women in tech? Are we breaking the barriers? We've been told tech is for males. You're going to meetings where male are 15 and you're only 2 women in tech. Having been in that field also, seeing them, attending their meetings, how does the future of tech for women in Kenya look like?
I would say it's really growing at a very fast pace.
Yeah.
You realize right now, everywhere you walk, or maybe just on your social media, you will always get a prompt for either coding, software engineering, or things like that, and you find they're very young children that are engaging in coding. I'm looking at a generation tomorrow where they will even be texting in codes. Because if they start right now, there was a story somewhere that Gen Zs nowadays speak in parables. So where you're going, I'm seeing that you'll be finding people, they are texting in a language that you cannot really understand. You see, that one leaves you at no option than just learning what it is, even if you don't have to get deep into it, but at least you need to really just learn the basics and know what does this entail, or what does this mean, or how, like for example, you have a TV in your house. Most people operate TVs, but they don't know that is a technical part of their life, because you will have to understand, if I press this on the remote, what is going to happen on the TV. So imagine you're just there and you never, there are some parents nowadays, they just leave everything to their children. So if he is left alone in the house, no watching TV, because he's not even understanding what's happening, because they have refused to learn. It's important that we get to learn these basics, and if you're able, because even like I work with Kina Makena, sometimes some of these things do not really require maths and coding, like she says, just practical engagement, day-to-day learning, and just seeing what they do. Sometimes you can just learn by seeing what they do, and you get to sit there with them and learn how this moves from here to here. For example, when they are doing those demos to the client, you can have a clue of how this system can operate. If this business, let's say for example, as we deal with the ERP solutions, you can always find that they are doing demos for HRM, for CRM. So you will find you are getting to learn what entails CRM.
I have no idea what CRM. You see, you're already getting into the which is a good thing.
So how does someone operate, or how do they handle their sales using that particular system. So that one didn't need me to go into that training, but just looking at how they do it and how they show clients, I get to learn and get a view of what they are doing. So let's not
you must be open-minded.
Just get involved, be open-minded, and as you learn slowly you're going to get some bits and facts that are going to really be vital for you.
Since I learned there are guys called back-end. You cannot tell me I don't know tech. I know back-end.
It's front-end.
There is front?
Yeah.
Front-end too?
Yeah. So there's back-end, front-end, full stack.
You see?
And there are different languages for each.
I'm getting to know, which is a bit exciting. Makena, I want to get back to you. You know, you've been in the tech world for a minute now. Is there something that would you say has been the highlight of your career path? You know, like something probably you have achieved, something you have achieved as a team that really just affirmed and made you realize, you know what, this is what I was meant to be doing.
We have now a solution that's live. That's our lending system. So being part of it, as from where it started being developed, and then testing it, and then it gets to production. That's from the dev environment. It's like you have the idea, you had the idea, now we have a product. So I was so excited to be part of that. And then now we have ERP also. That in maybe a few weeks it will also be live. For that specific client. So I'm always excited when the product moves from the dev environment to production. Now the clients are confident with our product. So
you know, in different fields, in all fields, there will always be, challenges and a bit of setbacks. Would you point out, some of the challenges both of you have encountered, and how do you move past that, to actually make them as, learning points?
Challenges. Challenges as a QA are there. First of all, tight deadlines. Kwa sababu the client ajue nini inaendelea, yeye anataka tu product, anataka kuonyeshwa, and then different developers are working on different features. So kuna yote, it's like time pressure, I'd say. And then you can't keep giving client excuses daily. So and then starting off kitambo, I had this imposter syndrome, but I moved past that. Is just having people around you that trust you, like that believe in you every time. So like, I can do this. So it's no longer an issue to me, the imposter syndrome. So those two, I think, and then the developers pia mtapelekana. So
before you get to the end product, lazima
unaenda nakwambia inafanya ama nipe like 2 days, namwambia but we have a demo like today evening, you lazima tupe like hata kidogo tu. So hiyo, but that's not a challenge. It is.
I'm yet to have a female developer on this series of Women in Tech, and I can't really wait, because I also feel your sector pia siku zuri sana. And I'm looking forward. And also, if you're a female developer and you want us to to feature you, get in touch with us at Niplug. We're gonna have you as encourage more and more women to join that field. Eunice, would you say there are some challenges you've experienced also as an untechnical person, and how do you handle that?
I'll start with maybe external challenge. Like I said, I deal with clients a lot. Sometimes you find, when you're dealing with clients, they are business people and they have their own goals and targets to meet. Sometimes you have a particular time that you would wish to schedule a meeting with them, but that time, you cannot find them. And you see, you are really pushing them because you also are liaising with this other side of Makena, and their schedules are very tight. So you find that you have to keep postponing those meetings until the time they'll be available. When it comes to internal, basically maybe Makena don't just support the Kenyan clients. They also support clients from other countries as well. So you find that their calendar is so fixed, like it's back to back. So like recently we were having a meeting with a client and we had to do it at night. Because they have to do testing, they have to do those integrations and all that. So you find that you have to go with their timing. So the time they give you, and that is where now the people skills come in, because you also have to understand that they have their own timelines, they have their deadlines. So you cannot just put so much pressure on them. So as you balance between the clients and them, you also have to figure out how you're going to do it, because you also have to listen to them, because everything has to move at the same time. So it's just a good challenge.
All right, we are almost coming to the end of today's episode. Just a quick fun questions. Do you say you're a coffee, tea, or an energy drink person?
Coffee.
I am
Coffee.
a tea.
Coffee?
Tea person.
It's coffee. I think it's a thing with tech people. Just sijui kama kuna mtu anawakingi 9 to 5 and then
they're just taking tea.
So coffee, because you work like every time, every time.
How would you define your mornings? Calm or chaotic?
Chaotic.
They're always
Not calm. No.
They're not calm. You don't have calm mornings.
I hate morning. Kwanza I hate mornings. So, but yeah.
All right. Where do you get inspiration from? Would you say you're a book person, a podcast person, or you just watch probably some YouTube videos to get your inspiration?
Podcast.
You're a podcast person? Eunice? Or you read a lot of books, podcasts, or?
I do listen, I watch, and I read as well.
You are an all-rounder.
Yeah.
Before we wind up, maybe just a message to the women who are watching and the guys watching our episode today, and they want to join the tech world, they want to work also in the tech world. Just a word of advice to them as we wind up.
I'll say just start from where you are. You will learn, and then have people around you that believe in you. And then invest in learning, because so those two, because you will learn daily, and then start building your network early. For anyone in maybe campus or joining, start there and then build your network mapema.
And these tech girls are so soft-spoken. Do you have a problem dating? Like, is it like something, you guys are very soft-spoken. Is it something that now, sprinkles down to your social life? Because we can tell, we ask, we're just solving problems with people, a few words. Does it get down to, do you get that? Hey,
Lives.
You
have, but
Ama you date amongst yourselves, like developers, tech people, because you understand each other's words. They used to say journalists date journalists. Maybe. I don't know why.
Maybe because sababu I also had bankers on a dating with bankers wenzao. So even in tech, kwa sababu you don't have.
Must be boring.
Sababu hakuna mtu atakuelewa ukimwambia you have a demo at 11 p.m. 9 p.m. Kwa huku kwingine, so itabidi muelewane, we are in this together.
Maybe at the end of this particular series we'll talk about dating in the tech world and how the dynamics are. But Eunice, maybe a word of advice to the young women watching who would want to also, join your career path, and just to encourage them.
Yeah, if anyone is being inspired to join tech, let them do, because tech world is really, can I say enjoyable or exciting? It's very exciting, but one, you need to be very open-minded, and two, you have to be very teachable and very disciplined in times of timekeeping, because there are things, if you don't get or catch it at that time, that's how it bypasses you.
All right, thank you guys for making time to catch us on this particular episode of Women in Tech. tech. I think we've learned a lot in terms of skills and also different ways as women who are in the non-technical field can actually now try and get into these opportunities and work in the tech industry. And as you know, you've learned from Eunice, she's also learning some bits of tech. Also, as a journalist, I know back end, front end. Now I know, and it's also a very exciting field, to tap and try and get those opportunities. Of course, this series continues, and we'll be bringing you more and more stories of women changing and creating a mark in the tech global landscape. And we hope that you're going to be joining us. And make sure you keep sending us your comments and connecting with us at Niplug on all our socials. Until next time, to all my innovators, stay inspired. I have been your host, Wangeshi.